Welcome to Blaxploit Network, your one-stop shop for mastering the digital domain through virtual home lab adventures using Pocket Tracer. I'm your host, Damon Black, and buckle up because we're about to dive deep into building, securing, and troubleshooting networks like never before. If you're enjoying this Pocket Tracer Home Lab series, be sure to smash the subscribe button, like, comment, and share to help spread this knowledge. Today's Home Lab challenge is a compact network. But before we dive in, let's give a big shout out to Jeremy from Jeremy's IT Lab for his awesome free CCNA course on YouTube. Check the link in the description if you're looking to level up your network knowledge. Alright, back to the mission. We've got a router directing traffic, a switch connecting our devices, and 3 hungry PCs ready to communicate. On the left side of the screen, we do have a set of instructions on what we are expected to perform in this home lab. We'll start by setting appropriate host names for our devices. Let's navigate to the global configuration mode on both the router and the switch using the enable and configure terminal commands. So I'll start off by simply clicking on the router, and then I'll do the same for the switch. So now we have both the router and the switch command line interfaces. I will be making use of the full form of the commands on the router and the shortened form on the switch. So to get from user exec mode and get into the privilege exec mode, we need to make use of the command enable. I just hit the tab key there, enter, and to move from privilege exec mode into global configuration mode, we make use of the command conf tab terminal tab enter. And to change the router's name, we make use of the command host name that's R1, enter. Alright, now to do the same but with shortened commands on the switch, getting into privilege exec mode, en, getting into global configuration mode, conf t, and to change the host name, there'll be host sw1, and that's that. Now let's configure a basic enable password for each device. While not recommended for production environments, it serves as a starting point for demonstration. Type enable password CCNA on both R1 and switch 1. Remember, avoid using weak passwords in real-world scenarios. So going back on R1, still in global configuration mode, to set the password, we'll make use of enable password CCNA. Enter, and that's that. Moving on to the switch, using the shortened form, enter pass CCNA. Done. We can exit configuration mode and test the password by entering enable, followed by the password CCNA on both devices. Alright, not a problem. So I'm going to head on back to the router, and to go back to user exec mode, just type in the command exit again, because this is privilege exec mode and this is now user exec mode. So let's find out if our password has been enabled. Enable, hit enter. Yes, our password has been configured correctly and is working. We've been asked to enter our password, which is CCNA. It's working. Now moving on to the switch and hitting the same commands type in exit, and we're back to user exec mode. Hit enable, and we enter in our password. Done. So that was a success. Next, let's check the current configuration using the show running config mode. So this will reveal the unencrypted password, highlighting the need for stronger security measures. Okay, starting off with the router. So since we're already in privilege exec mode, we'll simply use show running config, enter, and here's our password, unencrypted. You can see it in plain text. And the same on switch 1, show running config, or just show run, and it simply knows. So the same, the password is unencrypted. To improve security, we'll enable password encryption on both devices. Enter service password encryption in configuration mode for both R1 and switch 1. Now this will encrypt passwords stored in the configuration. Now to perform this task, we'll need to head on over into global configuration mode and configure terminal. Enter. So to encrypt, we'll need to make use of the command service password encryption. Hit enter, and that's that. That's on the router. And moving on to the switch, service pass. Whoops, that didn't work. Is it the spelling? Oh no, I didn't elevate from privilege exec mode into global config mode. So no problem. Let me quickly do that. Conf T. And the command is service pass. And done. Let's check the running configuration again to see the password replaced with an encrypted hash. You won't be able to read the actual password anymore. Performing this task on the router, there'll be... Okay, so if you're in global configuration mode, to execute the show command, you'd first have to insert do show running. That'll be do show run, enter, and there it is. This is, yes, encryption type 7, and now we can't see our password CCNA. Now to perform the same task on the switch, do show run, and voila, it is encrypted as well. Okay, now we'll set a more secure password using the enable secret Cisco command on both devices. Choose a strong complex password and avoid using easily guessable information in the real world scenario. To perform this task, we'll head on over back to the router, and still in global configuration mode, hit enable secret Cisco, enter. And to do the same on the switch, enable secret Cisco, like that. Done. Now we need to try exiting and re-entering privilege exec mode using the new password Cisco. This confirms the last password change. Okay. Look for the running configuration again. You'll see the enable secret replaced with a different encrypted hash. Compared to the previous one, note the encryption type numbers used for both enable password and enable secret for reference. Let's get on to that, starting off with the router. To get back to user exec mode, just hit exit, there we are, enable, enter. So firstly we're going to try our password, our initial password of CCNA. So CCNA. Alright, so definitely it's not working. Let's try our enable secret password of Cisco, capital letter C, ISCO, and we in. So before I even perform the same task on the switch, I'd just like to quickly check the running configuration. Show running config, and there it is, boom. Our enable secret is encrypted with a much stronger version of encryption type 5. And to perform the same task onto the switch, moving on, we need to exit, here we are. Let's try get into privilege exec mode, enable, password. So CCNA, does it work? No, it doesn't. Let's try Cisco, capital letter C, ISCO, and we in. Show run. Boom. Finally, it's crucial to save the updated configuration to the startup file. Use the copy run config startup config command on both R1 and switch 1. This ensures the changes persist even after a reboot. Okay, so to save our changes on R1, copy, running config, startup config, hit enter. Yes, and that is saved. And to confirm this, I'm just gonna hit show startup config, and yes, our work is saved up. Oh yeah, just to show you, and it's showing as the command. So just to show you, there is nothing yet saved up in the startup config. I'm gonna type in show startup. Oh, I need to space that up. Show startup config, hit enter. Startup config is not present, so we need to save that as well. But I'm not going to use the same command as before. From the router, I'm going to use a different one, a very short and simple one, which is write. So you can simply just type in WR or write in full, and there you go, boom. Show start, and that is saved up. By following these steps, we've configured a simple network with basic password security measures in Pocket Tracer. Remember, this serves as a learning exercise, and stronger password practices are vital for real-world scenarios. Stay tuned for future videos where we explore more advanced network security techniques. So alright folks, that's it for today's Pocket Tracer adventure. We've learned the basics of securing our network with passwords, but remember, the journey to network mastery continues. Don't forget to leave a comment below with your thoughts and questions about network security. Let's keep the conversation going.